that separation from you and your kingdom is unbearable. But do I really mean it? The other day I had a very difficult service, but I noticed that a few of my associates had pleasant assignments. I was envious of them. You said one who is dear to you is never envious. So I must not yet be tired of being separate from you. My dear Lord, I am the one who says that separation from you and your kingdom is unbearable. But do I really mean it? You have given me so much facility to work with. Devotees, Lakshmi, temples, farms, cars, factories, and boutiques. I manage them as if I were the owner. You have said one who is dear to you does not see himself as a proprietor. I am very quick to claim proprietorship of all things I monitor for you. But where is my attachment to you? My dear Lord, I am the one who says that separation from you and your kingdom is unbearable. But do I really mean it? Every day I try to see how I can feed the tremendous appetite of my ego. It seems to enjoy each taste and demands more. You have said one who is dear to you is free of false ego. When will I give up this burden and have full contact with your divine ego? My dear Lord, I am the one who says that separation from you and your kingdom is unbearable. But do I really mean it? I am so easily put into anxiety by others, a sign that I do not stand on firm ground. Or if I did, how could I so easily be shaken? You have stressed how those who are dear to you cannot be put into anxiety by others. If I really serve and work for you, I would not be so distracted by my environment. My dear Lord, I am the one who has stressed that being separated from you and your kingdom is unbearable. But do I really mean it? I am constantly guided by the orthodox and mundane. You have mentioned how those who are dear to you do not consider the ordinary and are always expecting a miracle. You are not ordinary. The one who does not have that vision is disqualified to appreciate your supreme, extraordinary nature and abode. I am the same so-called devotee who says he cannot bear the separation from you and your kingdom. But again, is this really true? I relish happiness, comfort, and pleasurable situations. As soon as there is some misfortune, pain, distress, or unpleasantness, I am quick to retreat to avoid such a situation. I am a coward, attached to the material modes, and thus happiness and distress become like water and fire to me. So here I am, the one who says he can no longer bear the separation from you and your kingdom. I think I am serious, but if I continue to look on all those that obstruct my desires as my enemies, how serious am I? You have explained that anyone who distinguishes between enemy and friend cannot come back home, as there are no enemies in your kingdom. Now, my dear Lord, I am completely confused. I have tried to attract you, but I see I have nothing to attract you with. I am a pretender. I want your kingdom, without you. I am a criminal who has tried to plead innocent, and now I have nowhere to hide, no presentations to make. What am I to do, dear Lord? Then I heard the Lord say, you have always been and always will be dear to me, but you do not believe it. Therefore, you separate us by being an enemy to yourself. Come on, my child, and experience what it is to be fully dear to me. I am ready, beloved. What are you?
Namo Vishnu Pada Krishna Kusai Bhutade Srimati Bhakti Tirtha Swami Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Shitana Shri Gaura Karuna Sakti Bhakti Tirtha Jinam Namo Vishnu Pada Krishna Kusai Bhutade Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaura Bani Prachana Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pasatya Desatana Om Gyanati Mirandasya Gyanan Janashalakaya Chakshulan Militan Vinatashmi Shri Gurave Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivan Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Srila Bhakti Swami Maharaj Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaura Bhaktivan Ki Jai Hare Krishna dear devotees. Okay, we have this beautiful prayer by His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj. In this prayer, he's teaching us how most of the time we don't really know, or we are not conscious of what we're doing. We make prayer, but our lips is saying, but the heart is not making the prayer. In fact, this is a very serious thing. It's a chronic disease. And even Lord Balaram accused of Krishna of the same thing. Lord Balaram was telling, when he told, when he had advised Lord Krishna about his devotees who are feeling separation from him, and Krishna said, yes, I will go. But his mind didn't say it. The lips said that, but the mind didn't say it. So this is a problem with us in the material world. We make prayer, but the word is being said, but the mind is not speaking that. We are speaking something that we don't even believe. When I saw a friend during the time of deity greetings, the New Delhi temple. I was very impressed. When I saw him, he was so composed and in perfect mudra, and he gazed very steadily at the deities. I was moved by his mood. So after some time, when we were together during the day in his office, I said, my dear Prabhu, this morning I was so ashamed of myself when I saw you, how you were praying so seriously to the deities. I was feeling ashamed of myself. But I dearly appreciated how you were so focused, so fixed in your prayers to the Lord. Can you just share with me how, excuse me, what you were praying for? He told me, I was shocked. He told me You see, Maharaj, I was not praying anything. I saw devotees were standing there with folders, so I just followed them. Not that I was praying so secretly. I was sure. Am I dreaming? Then I quickly recollect myself because I knew that this is common. That we say something with the word, but the heart doesn't say it. It's a very, very subtle disease that we have. So Gurudev is explaining that. He's addressing that issue. Yes, we want to show that we are very, very serious in Krishna consciousness and we are feeling the pains of separation from Krishna and his kingdom. But actually, the word is saying that, but the mind doesn't say that. It will be better if the heart is saying instead of the words. So Gurudev, I went through different situations which address the same topic. And he took this prayer from Bhagavad Gita chapter 12, text 13, 14, and 15. You said one who is dear to you is never envious. Yes. And the first word Krishna used here is advashta. One who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities. Advashta, non-envious. Sarabhutanam, towards all living entities. But this is a disease which we have in our mind. Being envious. When we see a brother or a sister seems to have a better situation than us. I say it seems to be a better situation because like a friend whom I would consider is praying so nicely and he was not praying. So sometimes out of our own assumption, we may think that this person is doing something or have a better service than me, and I was feeling envious of that. But how do I know the person has a better service? The person may have a better service externally, but is the mind also having the better service? This is what Gurudev is trying to teach us. Is the mind having a better service, a better situation? I give an example. One may be with a spiritual master doing service, and so another good brother goes to say with him, oh, see, I don't have this situation. Every day I have to go in the streets, I have to go burger shopping, I have to go for all these things. But this brother is always there with the spiritual master, serving and cooking and do so many things. But are you really sure that the person is doing that with the mind? That's the point the Gurudev is making. Someone else will be envious that this Prabhu is so fortunate. At the same time, the person is thinking about mundane things. So how is that the better sarama, the better service? The better service is not the service which we have. The better service is not the service which we are doing. It is the mind is the how we do that service with the mind. That is a better service. The better service is not the service itself that we're doing. It is the attitude or the consciousness we're using in doing that service. That is the better service. Not just the service itself. Because any person can be doing that and the mind is not doing it. That's what Gurudev is addressing. We want Krishna, we want to go to his kingdom, but we're not ready. Externally, we are not ready for that. Because we are getting blinded by envy and not focusing on what we're supposed to do. He has said, one who is dear to you does not see himself as a proprietor. I am very quick to claim proprietorship of all things that I monitor for you. We came to Krishna consciousness. This is Guru Govinda Maharaj. We came to Krishna consciousness as a simple devotee. Simple devotee. In the beginning, we seem to be a simple devotee. After some years, we have gotten some position. Our simplicity is gone. We are no more simple devotees. We are now Ishwaras. The position is an intoxication, and we are Ishwaras. No more Bhakta. No more Bhakta. We are Ishwaras. And so much so that we even forget that we are doing this for Krishna. Now it becomes our own. It becomes our own property. No more as a servant of Krishna. That we are doing the service for Krishna. Now we are doing this thing for ourselves. It means that we are now enjoying the position and not doing the service, but we are enjoying the position. Enjoying the position which we have in Krishna consciousness is very dangerous. It makes us to forget that we are servants. So Gurudev is saying, we are now the proprietors. We are no more the servants. Although we came here to serve Lord Krishna. That is what we claim. We claim to serve Krishna. And that's the mood we came inside. But let us just sit outside, not when we are with our servant, not when we in our office, not when we are doing our this. When we are alone, sitting alone, let us examine ourselves carefully to see if we are actually servant or we are enjoying the position which we have. If we are fortunate to make this experiment, we will have a wonderful change in our Krishna consciousness. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentioned in his commentaries in Bhagavatam, 10th canto, the meaning of Kamsa. Kamsa is important because out of fear of Kamsa, when we remember our position as a servant and rectify all the mistakes we're making in Krishna consciousness. Fear comes. Out of fear of Kamsa. It is when a devotee starts to recognize, am I really a servant of Krishna, or I am now enjoying the position I have in my devotional life. And because of that, I'm forgetting that I'm a servant. I'm not doing my duty. I'm now a boss, and I'm bossing everyone. I'm no more gentle person. I'm no more gentle person. I'm now very, very proud and arrogant. And I'll treat everybody who comes to me by shouting and insulting people. It will take a long time for people to get to see me because I'm too busy. I'm too busy to see people. How is that a sign of a servant? It's a boss. So it will be a wonderful thing in our Christian conscious life if we could one day sit down separately and look into ourselves and see if we are actually the boss, acting as a boss, or we are acting as a servant of everyone under me. It doesn't matter what position we have. The spiritual master, they are dealing with the people. They are dealing with the Christian part and parcels. The temple president, they are dealing with the Christian part and aspects. We're dealing with Krishna's property, all the paraphernalia under us. We're dealing with that under Krishna's watchful eyes. So it will be wonderful if we can do this. Is the purpose of this prayer Gurudev is making. I told him I try to see how I can feed the tremendous appetite of my ego. That we do every day. What even chanting Hare Krishna, even 64 rounds every day. Last year in Vrindavan, a friend was introduced to me who is chanting 64 rounds every day. But when I look at his activities, it was difficult to accept that he's a person chanting 64 rounds. It was very difficult when you look at his demonstration, his activities, his character, his behavior. And because of that, another friend came to see me and he was telling me, "No, Maharaj, I want to be chanting 50 rounds every day." I said, "My dear brother, let me tell you, a chanting Hare Krishna mantra is not the figure. Please, I'm begging you, if you want to chant, you chant the holy name. Not just chanting 50 rounds and put it on the net. But when I look at your life, it doesn't show. If you are chanting 50 rounds a day, it should show in your life. That is what I want to see. I want to see that what we are practicing is showing in our lives. Because that is Krishna consciousness. Not that we are chanting 64 rounds every day and our anger is unbearable, even more than those who are not chanting Hare Krishna. There's no compassion for there is no compassion for anyone. The anger is too high, envy is terrible, and other narratives are very, very, very clearly displayed on the person's life. This is what Gurudev is explaining. So, if we are practicing Christian consciousness, these things should show in our life. Of course, we know that these things like envy will not just go. It has to go with the level of our purification, our purity in Christian consciousness. It has to go according to how we are getting purified, how we are developing our pure love for Krishna. Those who are pure in love with, those who are pure in their love for Krishna will not have envy. So it is not something that we expect to have it done by philosophy. A philosophy is to help us understand how dangerous it is and how we can work on ourselves to intensify our practice. Like Krishna will help us to remove this disease, this envy. So we can get a divine ego, which is I am the servant of Krishna, the divine ego. Divine ego will come when the false ego is destroyed. We can do that by intensifying quality of our sadhana. Not that I'll take a vow, I'm not going to be envious again. From Balaram's appearance day, I promise all of you, I'll not be envious again. It will not work like that. This is my vow on Balaram's appearance day. No more envy from me. It will not work like that. It will work by how much we are becoming a lover of Krishna. That is how it will get destroyed. Like we are transforming our lust for love for Krishna into love for Krishna. That is how also envy will be transformed. By loving Krishna. And one who loves Krishna will also love all Krishna's energies. And by using, and a sign that one has loving Krishna and has love for all Krishna's energies, Krishna's paraphernalia, means that we have now a very careful and lovely dealings with everyone, with everything. That is the sign, that is the truth. Yes. Gurudev continue to express. I am so easily put into anxiety by others. This is text 15 of chapter 12. Text 15 of chapter 12. He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone. This 12:15. Which he could pose and happiness and happiness and distress, fear and anxiety is very dear to me. Yes. One who is not put into anxiety and one who cannot put others into anxiety. As a pure devotee. A pure devotee cannot put anyone in anxiety and no one can put him in anxiety. So one who is restless, one who is restless cannot please Krishna by our service, because restlessness means that we cannot do anything constructively. Imagine if you are in the kitchen, restlessly in the kitchen cooking. What will happen? If you are very restless in the kitchen cooking, who is going to enjoy that food you're cooking? Who will enjoy that? Restless. Anyone who eat that food will fight someone else the next minute after eating your person. Because what we have cooked is restlessness, anxiety. So pure Christian consciousness means that one is composed. One is composed. He cannot put anyone in anxiety, and no one can put him in anxiety. Composed. That requires a heavy amount of purification to go to that level. As one of the qualification or the quality of a pure devotee, one of the 26 qualities of a devotee. You cannot put him in anxiety, and you cannot put anyone in anxiety. He's not influenced by the miseries of material existence in the material world. Not influenced by that. He's composed. Whatever comes, he accepts them with peace. Whatever comes, we'll accept it with peace. Of course, this is a very wonderful quality of a pure devotee. And sometimes you can also see a non-devotee who can also do that. I remember one friend told me, she's a lady initiated.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, we're facing some... Yes, Srila Gurudev, we can hear you now.
Okay, the internet went off.
Yes, Srila Gurudev.
Sorry for that. Yes, I was saying of a friend. She's a devotee. And she's dealing with estate properties. She's an estate agent. Not dealing with lands, kinds of dispute and situation. So she was telling, I'm sitting here taking prasada, and people are pointing me gun, but I'm sitting here peacefully eating. That is. She can do like that. She can do like that because she knows that they are her friends, and they're pointing her because she's going to give them money. So it doesn't work. If it is comes pointing her God, he thinks she will sit there peacefully. The cancer is not going to point and ask you for money. You blast her head completely. So she will not peacefully sit and because he's doing this because he knows that these are my friends. They are doing it because they need money. And I'll finish sitting, I'll just give the money and they will go. That's all. And tomorrow I'm going to sit in somewhere. So they are friends, they do this thing like that. It's a game they're playing with each other. Of course, sometimes they kill. But she knows that these ones are their friends, they need money. I'll settle them. Mm-hmm. So one may think, oh, but this person like this. No, that is on a false ground. The pure devotees are not acting like that on a false ground. They're actually fixing what they're doing. So Gurudev is teaching us how we should become real in what we're doing. That is the point. We should become real in what we're doing. We should genuinely offer prayer from the heart to Krishna, and we should mean what we are saying, what we are praying. Then everything will become useful. So we don't think that Lord Krishna is Krishna's philosophy, Krishna's teachings, Krishna's paraphernalia is ordinary thing. It is not ordinary thing. They are not ordinary things. So they are not mundane. They are really spiritual, just like Krishna himself. And by talking to Krishna feelingly from the heart, really from the heart, knowing fully that yes, the person is a real person, is existing, is hearing me, and is the one who can help me. We have this conviction and we're talking to him from the heart. That is the issue. That is what we should do. And when we do that, we will really experience the result of what we're doing in Krishna consciousness. Huh? What do we think is the reason for someone spending many years in a movement and leaving the movement after spending so many years? What is the reason for that? The person who has an unflinching faith in Krishna, the person who has a full conviction and understanding that Krishna is the supreme personality, will not do that. Will not do that. Cannot do that. Because he's fixed in Krishna, and because he's fixed in Krishna consciousness, he's getting the result, he's getting the purification. Our faith in Krishna is becoming real, our realization becoming real, perception of Krishna becoming real. So everything becomes reality. Yes. I think I'm serious, but if I continue to look on all those that obstruct my desires as my enemies, how serious am I? Devotees should not have enemies. They should have us as their enemies, but we should not have them as our enemies. That is the point. Also, Prahlad Maharaj, his father is disturbing him. For Prahlad is a problem for his father. Well, the father is not his problem. That is the point. They should have us as their problem, but we shouldn't have them as our problem. That is Christian consciousness. That's the point Gurudev is making. I am a coward attached to the material modes, and those happiness and this to become like a water and fire to me. Yes. Yes. Coward means what? They say that a coward is a person who will die before his time. Because we have unnecessary fear, unnecessary worries, unnecessary fear, unnecessary because they may and may not happen. But we make it real. So Gurudev has mentioned before in a leadership book that we should be careful of what we think, because we can call in all kinds of negative things towards us. The devotees will think positively. The devotees will not think negatively. The devotees will think positively. Because by thinking negatively, we are calling all those energies towards us. All those energies are surrounding us. They become part of us. And we're wondering why I'm not happy. Because of the level of our thought, the way we constantly meditate upon. We are not calling auspiciousness, we are inviting negativity. They will become real in our life. You're like a person who constantly think of problems. You will always have problems. Because that is the deity we are meditating. We are meditating on problems. So you always have problems because that is what you meditate upon. Even if we are praying seriously for some situation and we see that the problem is not going. Yes, the problem is not going because we have not learned the lesson Christ wants us to learn in that situation yet. The moment we learn that lesson, it will be gone. So then the Christian will put us in the next exam. After exam, next exam, next exam, next exam, next one, next, not finishing. If you are expecting you're going to finish, you are in trouble. It will finish only when you finish with this material body, the material life, then it is finished. It will not finish until we finish thinking that we are this body, we have to enjoy this body, we have to take this body as a self. It will continue. This has to be given up. Then we are on the way. Yes. I have nothing to attract you with. Yes. I'm a pretender. I want your kingdom without you. That is that is what we do. What is the quality that we have that will attract Krishna? What quality? What quality do we have that will attract Krishna? At the same time, we want to put ourselves as pure devotees. This criminal mentality. We are presenting ourselves for what we are not worthy of. Yes, this mentality has to be changed. So it is a mirror. It's a mirror for us to look at ourselves. This is the point. We should take this things and see. This is what I am, and see. Oh, I have a serious adjustment to make in my life. This is the point. Then I heard the Lord say, "You have always been and always will be dear to me." That is our eternal relationship with Krishna. That is our eternal relationship. Everything else is false. It's ignorance. Everything else. Our real situation is that we are eternally with Krishna. We are always his eternal servant. That is our permanent situation. And we always be like that. And we are not distant from each other. What is the distance between us and the super soul? The soul and the super soul. What is the distance? How far are we from Krishna? He is the closest person to us. Krishna is the closest, the most closest person to anyone.
Yes.
It's Krishna. But we make him so far away from us because of our nonsense character. Please, can you mute? Please, mute yourself first. You can only open when it's time for your question. Our situation, our relationship with Krishna is that we are eternally his servants. And we are very, very close, very intimately close, very intimately close. That we see with Krishna pure devotee. That is our situation. But ignorance, our sinful activities has demarcated us so much, so far. That is ignorance. That's ignorance. So by realizing this, therefore you are separate. You separate us by being an enemy to yourself. To ourselves, yes. We make ourselves enemy. Krishna doesn't see us as enemy. It is we who make ourselves enemy by not listening to Krishna, by not following the guidance he's giving to us. We always compromise and not listen to him, even when he gives us constant advice, constant suggestions, constant protection, constant shelter. We always constantly try to avoid it. In this way, we put ourselves into unnecessary problems. So we have this mirror. So we can carefully look into ourselves and remove this. Tell Krishna to help us. Kindly remove this. dust, this covering, so we can realize our transcendental situation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. It was a wonderful explanation to actually each of the parts which Param Gurudev mentioned. So we would be opening the floor to questions or comments now. So devotees having any questions or comments may raise their hand. And before we move on to the question and answer session, we'll be having a quick show of the poll, which is the question from today's class. So you will have a question appear on front of your screen and you need to select the correct option. So Srila Gurudev will be launching it for the devotees. Until then, if anybody has any questions, you may type it or raise your hand on Zoom. So Shantal Mataji, I would request you to launch the poll now. I hope the devotees are able to see the question in front of you. So, Mataji, they are able to see the question. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, we are seeing your question.
So, dear devotees, I would just be reading out the question for the devotees watching on YouTube. The question says, to have a wonderful experience in our Krishna consciousness, we should A. Enjoy the position we have been given in our devotional life, or B. Introspect and remind ourselves that our actual position is to be the eternal servant of the Lord. So we'll be closing the poll in a few seconds. You may select your correct option and then we end the poll again. And I think we can end the poll now. So, Srila Gurudev, we have the first question from Pranahari Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, I would request you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, Tanut Pranam Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice information and knowledge we gain every week, actually. Thank you very much for that.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, in Nectar of Instruction, there's mention of Kleshna Agni. So basically, is the same thing as the envious too, which kills bhakti, kills the enviousness in a person?
Yes. Kleshagni, the fire of bhakti destroys everything, including envy, jealousy, anger, frustrations, all of them. All. And as we continue to be very, very mindful of our life in Krishna consciousness, as we are always mindful in doing our sadhana, very mindfully, carefully, avoiding all the unnecessary things. The fire will burning of all those things, all these things, all. Until one day it will be finished. That stage is called pure Krishna consciousness. Yes. All right.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you. Maharaj, this another question is that we are a practicing devotee. Still, there are so many challenges in everyone. And so just want to know that when we pray with some contaminated our heart and mind and all, still the Lord hears our prayer?
The Lord hears everyone. Everyone. We just mentioned that our eternal relationship with Krishna is fixed. That is fixed. All those anarthas are just coverings there, but that does not change our relationship with Krishna. It doesn't change it. It remains a permanent situation. And when all these things are completely removed. You will see what did Narada Muni said. Narada Muni said, it is only in my ignorance I was thinking myself separate from the Lord. But actually, we are the same, we are one. After realization, you will see. You see that, oh, it's not the money. He showed us the way. This is what he experienced. This is the way. I've always been with the Lord. And Gurudev mentioned, there's no time that we have not been there. We are always eternally the same. Always. It's just to remove that covering. That's all. So the Lord hears everyone. Pure and not pure. Krishna hears all. He will respond according to our situation. That's why it looks like if he's not here. If he's not here, then how can we make advancement? If he's not here, we will not make advancement. Because he hears and he's responding to that, so we make advancement. He's seeing everyone. No one is out of his sight. No one. What is he doing with us as super soul in the heart? He's not seeing us there as a super soul. You're sitting here and he doesn't see us. He's seeing us very clearly. Clearly, there's no cataract on Krishna's side. There's nothing. Everything is very clear. So he sees us from his watchful eyes. He's seeing. Yes. All right.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. As of now, we're not seeing any questions in the chat or any hands raised. So we would just like to quickly show the results from the last class that we had for the poll, and also from today's class. So, Srila Gurudev, I'll just share my screen now.
Okay.
So, yeah. So last time we had the meditation on Dear Lord, where were you? And the question we had was, in times of crisis, we should. And the answer was, go deeper in our sadhana and thank Krishna for reducing the adversities we are undergoing. So in the last class, we had the fastest three devotees. First, Martha Mataji, second, Prateek Prabhuji, and third, Ananglata Mataji. And we are very happy to announce that all the devotees attending the class had given the correct answer. And from today's class, we had the question that to have, the question was, the meditation was, is the separation truly unbearable? And the question we asked was, to have a wonderful experience in our Krishna consciousness, we should. So the answer for today's question was, introspect and remind ourselves that our position is to be the eternal servant of the Lord. So today we have the fastest three devotees to answer as Haripran Priya Mataji, Amit Joshi Prabhuji, and Sakhi Vrinda Mataji. And even today we have 100% correct answer from all the devotees. So we congratulate everybody for so actively participating and being a part of these wonderful sessions that we are getting by Srila Gurudev. So Srila Gurudev, we would like to thank you for this wonderful class today. And we're looking forward to having many more sessions with you, wherein we can hear from you and apply these teachings in our own lives. So we thank you, Srila Gurudev. We thank you very much. And Srila Gurudev, the last announcement that we are having for today is these classes on the Beggar series from Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj's book, The Beggar 1, will be happening on Fridays, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So we request all the devotees participating to join and also share it with your friends who wish to come and receive these wonderful teachings that Srila Gurudev is giving us. So we thank you a lot, Srila Gurudev. His Holiness Bhakti Damodara Swami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
His
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jai. Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev.